Let's look into the film. In this video, we're looking at Tyler Guyton. Now, he's raw. He is going to take some development here, but he got the physical athleticism. He is a guy that can get out in space. And in Mike Solari's system and scheme, you're going to utilize him more on pulls, and they do a lot of pull traps, and they do all of those things. So one of the things that when you look at Tyler Guyton, can he be a guy that the Cowboys can utilize in the future? Yes. Is he a guy that always get his hands inside? Sometimes he miss on his hands. He stands a little too tall at times, and low man win, leverage wins. And you can see if you can scoop around and get inside of him, and those are issues. So he's going to have to work on his knee bend. His slide is going to have to work on those things. As we see the wrong directions here, he's going to have to get these things going. Now, one thing I can tell you, I would say this: you can trust the Cowboys as it relates to drafting an offensive lineman in the first round to get these boys together. Now, there are some traits that you like: length, mindset, physicality, being able to play with that dog nasty mindset. And of course, he's going to have to work on a lot of things. He's 6'7.5", so he's a tall tackle. And if they're going to kick him to the opposite side here, it will be the small things that he will have to work on, and hopefully he can get it going. The only reservation that a lot of people had also within his playing set, so what have you, is the fact that Mike Zim and Mike McCarthy on one-year contracts. So the defensive guy on one-year contract, and the offensive head coach basically is on one-year contract. So how much will this pick pan out? We don't know. We have to wait to see the rest of the draft, right? But I can tell you, if you're looking for athleticism, you got to love his feet. And if you're looking for those small things, you can probably work around that, And at this time, we knew that the Cowboys were looking at it like they were going to look at drafting an offensive lineman. A lot of hand fighting here. You see him standing there so tall. And before we go any further, shout out to JC Cowboy Network for the film and footages of today. And you see how he got his hands. He just got to swat down on there and then redirect. But you hand fighting with him, and the edge rusher just had no plan of action, right? He supposed to rip, disengage, and dip that shoulder to get around. But, they both playing hand fighting at each other. So those things right there, he's going to have to work on, because on the next level, hey, they're going to scoop, dip that shoulder, and get around to the quarterback. So he's going to have to work on that. And I like to redirect here, though. I like to redirect here. You try to spin him. Yeah, get back inside the cylinder. When we talking about offensive linemen in general, you want to keep the opposition inside your cylinder, and you don't want to get your shoulders turned. So he keeping his shoulders squared, and he keeping everything in front of him. So that's good right there. We're seeing some positive reps off of that one, but we don't know what that one was all about, right? Just get low, right? We asked him to get low. He went too low. But overall, I would tell you guys that with the 24th pick, and then we traded back to the 29th spot and picked up an extra third-round draft pick, that was phenomenal. I think the Jones family and the front office get a A+ for that. You got your offensive lineman guy. I think that they was going to look to draft an offensive lineman in general anyhow. So let's see what day 2 will look like. And you will find out, once everything is completed, of what the Cowboys team would look like as far as drafting. Now I got to ask you guys, do you like this pick juxtaposed to Mozzie last season, right? So shout out to Tyler Guyton. Hopefully, we can see some growth aspect out of him, but playing at left tackle year 1, I know the expectations may be high, but I want them to slowly move him in. Slowly move him in. Keep this in mind. Even Tyron Smith didn't start out at left tackle. He played a full year at right. So if he's a poor man's versions of a Tyron Smith, then that could be a situation and scenario. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.